Hey everyone, welcome to today's webinar where we are diving the exciting world of AI integration with Mendix with the help of powerful hidden AI platform. And I'm Pooja Jaishankar, Senior Software Developer at Prolim, here to guide you throughout this journey. Let's take a quick look at the agenda for the webinar. First, we'll start with understanding AI module and its keys and pros, and how customers can make use of it by implementing one of the AI features. We'll end up with Q&A. Standing AI module. AI stands for Artificial Intelligence. It's no longer a buzzword now because it's becoming an internal part of modern application development, where it elevates your application by introducing capabilities like AI-driven insights, data processing and analysis, natural language processing. AI-driven insights leverages machine learning and predictive analytics to provide actionable insights for decision making in your application, whereas data processing and analysis facilitates data processing by enabling applications to learn from data patterns and also helps to make intelligent recommendations, whereas natural language processing supports for building conversational interfaces and language understanding capabilities in your application. So overall, we can say it as a game changer for all the applications wherever we use AI module. Here comes the key feature of AI module. Predictive analytics, machine learning models, integration with external AI services. Predictive analysis involves statistical algorithm and machine learning techniques to analyze some historical data, and also it helps to do some prediction about future forecast events or trends. Whereas machine learning models are computational algorithm, which means it learns patterns from data and make predictions or decisions without any explicit programming, which means it automates decision-making processes. So, which will do everything in an automated way. And also, this machine learning model plays a crucial role in various applications, ranging from predictive analysis to image recognition. Moving on to integration with external AI services, it helps to enhance the application performance and functionality, and also it helps us to add additional features without having to build everything from the scratch. Directly we can integrate multiple number of API keys to obtain to particular features and achieve that based on our requirement. Here comes the pros. Benefits of integrating AI module with Mendix helps us in these ways: scalability, efficiency, and accuracy. Ability to handle large volume of transition tasks efficiently and consistently, and also complete it on time and with minimal errors and good quality. For example, if we are given with a requirement to translate any text or document, we need to work from scratch. Might be quite challenging because we have any number of languages to do that. But with this AI module, it makes it easy by providing a feature called document translation. So using this API key, we can translate any text or document to any targeted languages with minimal period of time. So we can complete it in on time, efficiently, with good quality, etc. So further moving on, I'll be showing you how to implement this feature in Mendix Studio Pro. So before that, let me take you to the Eden AI platform. Eden AI platform is nothing but it helps us to access the best AI models. So you can ask me, what does Eden AI bring to the table here? So let me tell you. It gives us the features for natural language processing, image recognition, predictive analytics, and more. So it's like simply having a super smart assistant to your application. So in this platform, we have three levels. Three levels. Like first level will be like if you are a new person looking for an API key for any features to achieve in your application, it supports. And the second level is you're already using some API key. You want to combine one more API key with that to make it better, accurate, or to achieve some other extra features on that. So it also supports multiple APIs. And the third one is like you can rely on multiple APIs easily by trusting this platform where it saves time in the maintenance of your API connectors. So moving on to this, I have given you the URL. Using this URL, you can access that hidden AI platform and sign up with your Google account or anything according to your preference. So once you sign in, you will be seeing this image with your profile created, and here at the right side corner you can see a API key generator, which is the authorization token for accessing this particular platform. If you're gonna access any of the given features in this particular platform, you need to use this API authorization token. So initially you will be, once after creating an account, you will be credited with some free points. So using that, you can make use of some of the features. Later on, you need to pay for it based on your account. So these are the features available in this particular hidden AI platforms, like OCR generic, data extraction, data reduction, multiple page OCR translation. You can see these number of features. You have more and more. So based on your requirement, based on your thing, you can choose the particular API key and implement it in your application. So now, in today's webinar, I have taken document translation API key, and I'll show you how to implement it in a Studio Pro. Before moving on into Studio Pro, let me tell you how AI module and Mendix work for document translation. So here you can see the three ways how it works for document translation. Automated language detection. So using this AI API key, it will automatically detect the source language and translates the text or a document to the targeted language specified by the end user. So here it makes everything automatically detects both the things. Coming to continuous learning, AI evolves through machine learning. So in a day-to-day, it improves the translation, it improves the accuracy, and also it provides on time. And moving on to contextual understanding, AI interprets and translates text while considering contextual meanings and language nuances. So it understands the text and also it translates the text accurately to the targeted language. Moving on to the next slide, document translation. What does this document translation do? So, document translation is an API, translates all document in supported language and various file format is supported. Like we can upload the PDF or a Word document. So, it will translate us with the same format by keeping their structure intact. So, these are the headers and the form data you need to use it in the REST call in your application. So here you can see the providers, file, source, target, fallback providers, etc. The URL, the endpoint URL for the method, for post method you are going to call in your REST services. So I'm going to use this URL and the provider, Google provider, and the file I'll be passing the particular document which we're going to upload in our application. So source language here should be specified in the source language, and the target language which needs to be, for which the document to be translated should be mentioned in the target language, and the fallback provider can be empty. So this is how we need to pass it in our microflow REST call services. So the endpoint URL will be as specified in the previous slide. The URL need to be passed there, and we need to call the post method, and the header should be the authorization where along with the bearer access token. The bearer access token will be the API key. In the earlier slide, I was showing you the API key generated along with the profile while you sign up with your Google account or anything. So based on, you need to use that particular API key as an access token, and request you need to pass in the form of form data, because we are uploading a document to the REST call. So now let us get practical. We'll walk through step by step on integrating AI module into our Mendix application. So now let's move on to the Studio Pro. Let us take a look at the domain model, which is very clear and simple. Here you can see three non-persistent entities: document, language, and translated documents. Document. Here I didn't specify any attributes, but have generalized it with the file document in order to save the uploaded document here. So this entity is used to save the uploaded document, which is need to be translated. Moving on to the next entity, language. Here have two attributes, code and description, which is used to store the language code and the language name. And moving on to the third one, translated document entity, which is used to store the response of the translated documents. So this status field helps me to store the status of the particular REST call, whether it's success or failure. I can know it by using this attribute, and the file is nothing but the source destination, whatever file I'm passing to the REST call, and this destination REST URL is nothing but the targeted, which means the translated document will be stored in this attribute. So now let us move to the navigation part. So here you see add language, upload document, and translated document. So first let me take you to the add language. So it will show me this page where I can add n number of languages. So using this code and description attribute. And one more thing I need to add here is like using this AI API key with the document general translation. There they have also specified one more documentation for language by giving the code and the language name. So you need to use that particular code and language name while using this API. So you need to check the documentation before adding the languages here, and you can add it accordingly as your preference. So a number of languages can be added. So moving on to the next part, uploaded document will take me to this page where I can upload the document using the document entity, which is generalized with the file document. So I'll be browsing one file and I can upload it here. It may be a PDF, Word, or any file. And after uploading, I'll be clicking next, and it will take me to the select language page where it will list out the drop down with the list of languages that is stored in this particular language entity. So here I can store n number of languages, so that will be displayed here. The end user can select one language, which means to which language they want to translate that particular document. They can select it here, and here it goes. Here the translate button will take me to the microflow where the main part of this document translation application goes. So this is the microflow where I'll be triggering that particular REST API call. So first activity is the REST call activity. In the general tab, I'll be specifying the URL. As you all know, we'll be giving the endpoint URL here, and I need to use the post method for this particular AI API for document translation. So I'll be going with this post method. Moving on to the next tab, HTTP header. I need to specify the authorization here. For the authorization value will be the bearer token concatenating the API key. This API key I have told you earlier. Please note it down. While creating that account in that particular Eden AI platform, you will be given one API key which is generated. So you need to use that API key throughout for all the features. You need to whatever you are accessing from that particular platform. So I'm using that API key here. So along with concatenating it with the bearer token. So that will be the authorization to access this endpoint URL. So next tab will be the request tab. Here I'm using the form data as a request part, which means I'm passing the request as a form data because I'm going to upload a document here instead of any text or anything. So in order to achieve that, I'm going with this form data, and I'm passing all those multiple datas along with that. So first one will be the key provider, and its value will be Google, and file is nothing but the source file, whichever the document I need to be translated. So here I'm getting that document path using this parameter. So whatever document I have uploaded in the document entity using in the previous page, that will be stored in this parameter. So I am passing that with this file, and the source language here is EN, which is nothing but English. You can customize it as per your requirement. It can be any languages. So next, the target language is nothing but the language which is selected from the drop down in the previous page. So this is the language which is selected by the end user, which means to which particular language the document need to be translated is given here, which is selected in the drop down. So I'm passing it over here. So next is the response tab. So here I'm applying import mapping to get the response. So and also I'm storing the output as a variable, which is nothing but the translated document here. Let me take you to the import mapping. So this is the import mapping I have used to store the response. So as I told you earlier, the translated document entity I'm using here for storing the translated document URL. So same thing, the status shows me the status of the REST call, and the file is nothing but the source file. Whatever file I'm passing, the document I'm passing to translate. And this is nothing but the document, the translated document URL. With the translated document URL will be stored in this particular attribute. This is where the URL is stored, and using that URL, I can download the translated my document. So moving back to the microflow, I'm just calling this test service and committing that output variable here. That's it. So now let's see how it works. Now by clicking on this toggle menu, you can see add language, upload document, and translated document. So by clicking on this add language, I can add n number of languages. Please note it down again. As I told you earlier, you need to add the language code and description as specified in the documentation provided by this particular AI API, which means the document translation. And here I have added the 4 languages according to the documentation. You can add it according to your preference, whatever languages required. And upload document. This page, I'll be uploading the document which needs to be translated. So here I'm just browsing and selecting one document. It can be any format, PDF, Word, or anything. So after uploading the document, let me click on next. So next will take me to the select language page. Here I'll be seeing those 4 languages which I have added in the language entity. So you can see this Arabic, Chinese, German, and Canada, which I've added. So you can add according to your requirements. It can be any number. There is no restrictions here. So here I'm selecting Arabic and I'm just clicking translate. So now if you click on this translated document, You can see the English translation and the translated file here, and it is success. So the particular REST call is success, and my English translation is translated to a Arabic language which I've given, and by clicking on this download button, it will download me the file in the Arabic format. So this is how it will work. Moving back to the slides, here have showed you the implementation of integration of AI API key within the Mendix application. And this is the steps you need to follow to integrate with the other API keys so that you can make use of the other features like document translation I've showed you today. We have as many number of features present inside the platform, so you can make use of it on your according to your client's preference on your application. And now it's your turn. Please drop your questions in the chat. I'm here to help. Thank you all for joining us today on this journey into the integration of Eden AI inside the Mendix application. I hope you are all leaving with some valuable insights and inspiration for your next projects. And feel free to reach out us at any time if you have any further questions. Until next time, happy coding.